With the trade deadline being right around the corner on July 30, you know that the Yankees are definitely going to be dialing up a lot of teams to fill some gaps and get better, right? And with that, I think there are some pieces, are some trades that the Yankees can make to make their infield better, right? I know they definitely need pitching and other positions as well, but for this video, I'll just stick to the infield. Starting with Luis Rengifo. Now, Luis Rengifo is basically like a utility player. He plays second base, third base, and shortstop for the Los Angeles Angels. He's a righty. He throws righty and bats switch, actually. So that's pretty useful to the Yankees. We're having a switch hitter other than Oswaldo Cabrera in the lineup. And with that, right now, he's having a phenomenal season. He's batting .315 with an 800 OPS, 6 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Right, with that type of contact on both sides of the plate and playing some pretty decent, defense. You could put him in at third. You could put him at second. You can possibly bench Gleyber and LeMahieu, right? And you get a solid bat. Now, I'm pretty sure that the Angels, regardless of their record right now, without Mike Trout and without Ohtani, is not looking too good. But either way, with a player like this, they're probably going to ask for a haul, right? Because of how good he's playing right now. But regardless, I still have him as one of my top options for a trade that the Yankees can make to acquire him for the infield. Now, moving on to the next trade piece that I think the Yankees can possibly go for is Gio Urshela. Now, I know right now a lot of people are probably not thinking about Gio Urshela, but he is batting .249 with an OPS of .595 with only 2 home runs, 21 runs batted in, right? But he's also on the Tigers, so the Tigers aren't really playing that well. And he was an ex-Yankee. So would the Yankees and Brian Cashman possibly want to reunite with Gio Urshela, especially now more than ever? He played a phenomenal third base for the Yankees in years past. He batted .314 in 2019, batted .298 in 2020, and it dipped a little bit in 2021 with a .267 batting average, right? So he was always a great hitter. He's really loved in that clubhouse. Still has a lot of close friends there. I know he's very close friends with Gleyber Torres, especially with his YouTube channel, where Gleyber Torres shows the behind the scenes of everything. And, Gio Urshela does make some appearances frequently in that. And, I think if the Yankees would go out and get Gio Urshela, first of all, it'd be a pretty cheap acquisition. And, he is familiar with the Yankees, so he'd probably seamlessly fit right back in there. And, I think with the new improvement of the hitting coach, I think Gio Urshela could probably get it back going. He is a contact hitter, and I think this would be a sneaky good move, right? Especially getting it for cheap. And he's still pretty young. I thought he would play a great third base. He could play first base. He could play shortstop as well. So I think this would be a solid piece as well, especially for the price that you might get for Gio Urshela. Now, moving on to the next trade option that I think the Yankees could potentially go for is Ryan McMahon. Now, when it comes to Ryan McMahon, he plays for the Colorado Rockies third base. He's sort of having his best season to date, batting around .260, .270 right now, stinging the ball much more harder in this year compared to years past. But now recently the Rockies have come out and indicated that they really won't move McMahon. So why do I have McMahon on this list? Well, because mainly you got to see from the viewpoint of Hal Steinbrenner and Brian Cashman. They're all in this year. You have Juan Soto. Aaron Judge is playing like an MVP yet again, possibly better than 2022. You have the whole starting lineup rotation, with Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, and everybody. Luis Hill's playing great. And you want to go all in because you don't know if Juan Soto is going to be guaranteed beyond this year. So with Ryan McMahon, what is Brian Cashman willing to give up to go out and get a player like Ryan McMahon who has controllable years up till 2027? And obviously he's having his great season. He could hit home runs. He's really slick at third base. He made a really slick play just a couple of weeks ago. He could show he could play. He has a nice glove, and he's definitely one of the top sort of options that are being coveted right now. But again, this is going to be a very steep price, especially when the Rockies are indicating that they won't move off of Ryan McMahon. But who knows? Maybe, Brian Cashman could convince the Rockies, give him something that they can't possibly refuse to the Colorado Rockies GM. So, again, we'll see. But that's definitely still an option with Ryan McMahon. And now the last option, and so my favorite option as well, is Jazz Chism Jr. Now, alongside the Yankees, I'm also a little bit of a Marlins fan, right? Going down to Florida, seeing that team down there, and Jazz Chism is the superstar down there in Miami. Now, they just got a new GM, right? Moving on from Kim. Now they got Peter Bendix, who was previously the GM with the Tampa Bay Rays. And at the beginning of the season, they traded away Luis Arraez in a big sort of 4-package deal, right? And, if you trade away Luis Arraez, no one else on that team is safe. Why stop at Jazz Chism? I think Jazz Chism is a prime candidate to move. Now, Jazz Chism is also having his best season to date, currently speaking, right? He was hovering over 270 just a couple weeks ago, but it dipped a little bit. He's in a little bit of a slump, batting 255 right now with a 733 OPS with 10 home runs. But again, he does strike out a little bit more, but with these numbers, he has been getting better and better every year. And, he's a lefty bat. He could play second base. He could play the outfield. And I think he would be a great fit with the Yankees with his swagger. I think that's what the Yankees need right now. Alongside of Verdugo, they need a jolt of energy. And Jazz Chism brings a lot of swagger. He brings that energy. He brings, he hustles, right? He's very fast. You could lead him off. You could put him behind Judge. You could put him clean off. He's a lefty bat too, so he can pull the ball a little bit more to right field for that short porch. And I think this is a really good idea, having that swagger with Alex Verdugo. And you could have him for a long term, right? He won't just be a rental. 26 years old, getting better every year. He's guaranteed you have controllable years up until 2027, similar to, I believe, Ryan McMahon. So I think this would be a great addition as well, one of my favorite additions. Would the Yankees be a fit for him? I'm not sure, just the way he is and how free he is playing in Miami right now, being that superstar. But I think it's definitely something to consider. I would be really excited if the Yankees went out and got Jazz Chism, maybe in a package deal for Tanner Scott as well, because I know everyone's going to be wanting to go get Tanner Scott. But Jazz Chism is also going to be highly coveted as well for his center field performance as well. So, yeah, and those are my sort of choices for infield options. And, let me know your thoughts. Do you guys agree with this list? Do you not agree? Do you want the Yankees to go out and get somebody else? Do you think maybe John Birdie, when he's healthy, he'd come back and he could take the spot for third base, second base, or whatever? Or do you guys still think the Yankees should just do nothing? Right? Again, let me know your thoughts, and take care.